So you want to feel your best, you want to perform your best, and you know enough to realize that your recovery and your overall health is a key part of that equation. You can push yourself further and more often when you recover better. That, and you've seen things like this.
I'm way more bullish on sauna than I have ever been before. It feels great, maybe even helps you sleep a bit better.
If you get into a sauna the way I just described, you reduce the probability of dying by 50% of a cardiovascular event.
People that have sat in about 163 degree Fahrenheit sauna for 30 minutes, they're able to activate their heat shock proteins about 50% over their baseline levels.
And there's some recovery data, subjective recovery scores, soreness, those sorts of things. Seems to just be better if you use the sauna.
Interesting.
And this is why infrared saunas have gained so much popularity. And if you don't want to pay ongoing fees for a membership to use a sauna, but you also don't have multiple thousands of dollars to spend in dedicated space in your house, then this is where the HeatPod 2 sauna blanket may catch your eye and start to make sense. If you've never heard about the HeatPod 2, it's an infrared sauna blanket that delivers the same health benefits of a full sauna at a fraction of the price and a fraction of the needed space. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even need any dedicated space as it folds up into a small carrying case when you're not using it. As a full disclosure, Hydragun did send me this review unit, and this video is based on my own experience with it over the last 2 months of use. So let's start with what you actually get when you order the HeatPod 2. You can order the HeatPod 2 in 3 different configurations. The base unit comes with the easy to use control, can be packed in the carrying case for storage, and it costs $5.99. If you'd like the towel insert as well, which I think is a fantastic addition for long-term use and keeping the HeatPod nice and clean, that price is now $6.49. And finally, you could add a small pillow and footrest, both made of vegan leather that cleans nice and easy, and all that will cost $6.99. All 3 options are eligible for HSA or FSA accounts, and as of the time of filming this video, you also get a free Hydragun massage gun, which I price at $2.99, and that comes with any level of purchase. So when compared to a built-in sauna or an ongoing gym membership, the one-time purchase of the HeatPod 2 is an investment that sits right with me. So let's talk about build quality next. While the components of the HeatPod 2 are fairly simple, the quality you get is also pretty evident. The vegan leather is smooth and can easily be wiped down to stay clean. The heating coils are listed as Zero-EMF emitting, meaning that you enjoy all the health benefits of saunas without the worry of the risks of EMF exposure. The double-sided zipper is hefty, and you can tell it will last for the long haul. The top has a nice cutout for where your head and neck will come out, and there are magnets along the top to self-close and keep the heat inside. The display and buttons on the controller are easy to use and easy to see. One other thing to note is that this bad boy is plenty large. I'm not a huge guy myself, but I definitely appreciate not feeling like I'm in a sleeping bag here. The dimensions are 75 inches long by 35 inches wide when zipped closed. And remember, your head and neck are outside of that 6 foot 3 inches of length, so it really would fit some pretty tall guys here. Okay, let's cover how to use the HeatPod 2 now. It's very simple, it's very easy. You basically just connect the cable to your sauna blanket. You select your temperature, which ranges from 86 to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Initially, I started at about 140 to feel it out, which is what they recommend when starting, and I increased it till I was up in the 160s, even 170. I should note that 160 or 170 in the HeatPod 2 doesn't quite feel as hot as that temperature in like an enclosed sauna. I think the fact that you're breathing in room temperature air and your head is not in the sauna environment makes a difference here. And for me, that's a positive difference, as I feel like I could stay longer in the sauna blanket than I would to be able to in a full room sauna. So with all that being said, you just set your time. It'll heat up within a few minutes and you start your sauna session. And when the timer is done, you'll get some audible beeps and you kind of know that it is all done, and it'll just kind of cool off there. That's all there is to it. Okay, so let's cover my experience with the HeatPod 2. I've had it for just over 2 months now, and I've been using it regularly. When I originally got the HeatPod 2 in and got it set up, I was impressed by the feeling of quality and the weight from the product. The zipper is heavy duty. I think I mentioned that before. Everything was it was simple to use. I was also happy with how easy it was to set up, to use, and then also put away once you're done. I'm active and work out pretty much every day, but also realize that being in my 40s now, wanting to keep pushing my physical limits while also working a normal 9-to-5 job, being a father, it means I need to take care of myself, but do it in a way that doesn't eat a ton of time out of my day, like going to the gym or a wellness center might do. And that's why I fit perfectly into my existing routine instead of forcing me to make big changes to get the benefits of a sauna. I use my HeatPod HeatPod 2 in my recent completed training program as I prepared for a marathon. This was to be my first race back after hamstring tendonitis sidelined me for well over a year from racing. It was also the hardest race prep I've ever gone through, as I pushed up my weekly mileage over the 70 miles per week limit, which is the first time I've ever done that. Being as this was an early spring race, it also meant I was running through freezing temperatures quite often. In the past, I often found that after I finished the cool down portion of my run and got back home, my muscles would feel too tight and didn't stay warm long enough for a proper stretch. And admittedly, that was likely part of the problem that led to my injury. Since I started incorporating in sauna sessions, it gave my legs an opportunity to stay warm and for the heat to kickstart the recovery process for my workout. I was also able to stretch more since my legs warmed back up. I feel pretty confident in saying that the HeatPod 2 was a key part in what allowed me to push myself so hard for the entire training program without missing time due to sickness or injury. My legs always felt fresh during the week, and I enjoyed the mental relaxation when spending time in the HeatPod as well. I would just put on an audiobook or music and just relax. And most weeks I used it twice per week for around 20 minutes each session, although occasionally I would get up to 3 times per week or as high as 30 minutes per session. So what was the end result of a well-rounded race prep with plenty of consideration towards recovery? Well, I was feeling fresh on the start line, felt prepared, and I ran a 12-minute PR and probably the best feeling race I've ever had. I know I will keep using my HeatPod 2 as a versatile recovery tool in my training programs. The physical and mental benefits are quite apparent to me. Okay, so let's talk about who the HeatPod 2 is actually for. Can I recommend it? Infrared saunas have a variety of health and fitness benefits, and for that reason, I think I can recommend using a sauna to pretty much anyone who's medically fit to use one. If that sauna should be a HeatPod 2, I think if you don't want to pay a membership for a facility that has a sauna, and you don't have multiple thousands of dollars and dedicated square footage in your house, then the HeatPod 2 makes sense as a purchase. And if I take a look at some of the other sauna blankets that are on the market, what stands out to me is that many of them are smaller in size, don't reach as high of a temperature, or are not listed as Zero-EMF rated. And for those reasons, I think the HeatPod 2 is a pretty good and safe purchase if you're looking at this product form factor. So if you want to take your health and recovery to the next level with the HeatPod 2, I do have a link to get one in the description below. If you're using a sauna as part of your training routine, I want to hear about how you incorporate it, the days you use it, how frequently you do it, how long you do it, and all the different benefits that you've experienced. Let's hash it out in the comments. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Fitness. Have an awesome day and stay fit.